Miami Herald. Jokic exited the game. You guys quickly went on a quick 5-0 run to cut it to 5. From your view, what happened from there that allowed them to hang on?
Yeah, it felt like we had opportunities offensively to score, and some strange things happen on some of these possessions, or just misses in the paint, or some timely miscues that led to turnovers, and then they scored. It's not as if they're scoring 130 on us. It's just the context of when they would score or a breakdown that just kind of kept things at bay. Every time we felt like we got it to 6 or 8, they were able to push it to 12, and that was certainly a frustrating part of the game. And Brown was a big part of that. Some of his random drives and plays in the middle of the paint. When you're expecting it to be, Murray or somebody else.
Left side, first row.
Will Guillory with the Athletic. Coach, 3 out of the 4 games in this series, your team has been under 100 points. Of course, part of that is slower pace, but what have they done to really disrupt you guys on offense?
Well, tonight, it's been a little bit different each game. Tonight, it was probably those, quick hands either stripping us, when we had advantages on drives. The kickballs, that Jokic does very well, deflected passes, or just some miscues. It's not like we had 25 turnovers, but whatever the turnovers were, 16 or 15 or 16, they just led to scores that were deflating going the other way when it felt like we had an advantage. So it's probably a combination of some of those timely against us turnovers, and then some makeable shots that we didn't make, during those stretches when the game was in the balance, when it felt like it was 4, 6, 8. During those moments, I'll have to go back and track that, but that's where I felt like probably the advantages were missed the most during those moments.
First row on the right side.
Cooper Moorhead, Heat.com. Neither Murray nor Jokic shot particularly efficiently, but did you feel like you got a real containment on their actions and what was being produced for the other guys off their actions?
Yeah, it's tough to say because, Jokic was in foul trouble, so they went to other things. Jokic shot some threes, that, changes the dynamic a little bit. For the most part, I thought that part of the game was okay. It's the Gordon, dunks or cuts. Porter had a couple cuts, and then Brown. When Jokic was out, those drives and plays that were kind of just random plays, attacking plays, which he's fully capable of doing. Those were probably the most costly things.
We're going to go in the back to left side to Nick.
Spoke Nick Friedel, ESPN. You praised the will of the group throughout this whole stretch. What is the biggest message you want to impart to them?
Everybody's already talking about, sorry to cut you off, everybody's already talking about it. Like, I've been in those games, Game 5. Those are not the easiest games. At home, all we're focused on, I told the guys, feel whatever you want to feel tonight. That's fine. You probably shouldn't sleep anything tonight, any amount of time. I don't think anybody will. We have an incredibly competitive group. We've done everything the hard way, and that's the way it's going to have to be done right now again. And all we're going to focus on is getting this thing back to the 305. Get this thing back to Miami. And things can shift very quickly. It's going to be a gnarly game in Denver that's built for the competitors that we have in our locker room. And by the time we get on that plane, all we're thinking about is get this thing back to Miami.
First row in the middle.
And we get an opportunity to play a super competitive game in a great environment. That's going to be an awesome environment. Our guys are built for that. They love that. And particularly, I'm sure, everything in the next whatever. What do we have? 3 days in between? Yeah, we understand what the narrative will be, but that's the way it is with our team.
First row in the middle.
Hey, Spo, Melissa Rowland, Fox Sports. Considering how much you guys have already overcome this postseason, how much confidence does that give you, obviously, heading into a 3-1 series?
It doesn't matter about confidence or not confidence or how we feel or what our mood is. Our guys love to compete. We get another opportunity to compete and take this thing one step at a time. Get this thing back to the 305. And we do that. All right, that's how quickly things can change. Obviously, we got some things to figure out, but we have an extra day to do that. But the mindset, you don't have to question that. That's what everybody's already thinking about.
We'll take 2 more questions. Tim Reynolds on the right.
Tim Reynolds, AP. Eric, the energy that Kevin Love gave you to start the third quarter, I saw you gave him a pretty vicious slap there when he came out. Is those stretches, is it just that simple? That's going to be what's required?
Yeah, it's going to be inspiring plays. You stack inspiring play after inspiring play. Right when I took him out, because that's when he was going to come out, it was about 4 and change. That's one of the most impressive multiple effort rebounds. It reminded me of that's something that Dennis Rodman would do. And then we're going to stack a bunch of more of those kind of plays in Game 5. Our guys love this kind of deal with the stakes, and the context of everything. We're not even going to think about what's after that. All we're focused on is getting this thing back to Miami.
Final question in the middle, Coach.
Eric Rohan, Nocturne Sports Illustrated. You mentioned Gordon earlier. I believe he was the leading scorer out of everyone tonight. It seems like a lot of times he takes advantage of his size in the paint. Just in general, when a player like that has a size advantage and they're using it, where do you kind of begin to counteract that? How do you begin to counteract something like that?
Yeah, I felt like the size was more of a factor in Game 1. I think there was miscues, lack of communication, or rotations tonight. Now, he is fully capable of doing what he's able to do. And, he's big, he's athletic, he's a great finisher. He has a real good synergy, all that stuff. So you have to respect that and then conquer it. Tonight, there were some more relief points that, I think we could have handled better. That doesn't guarantee that we would have been able to get the stop. But my instinct says, before I got to the film, that it felt like more of those kind of things. Okay?
Thank you,
All right,
Coach.
thank you.